Everything has got to be focused on the outside, and what's worse is it's got to be focused on others, and it's got to be focused deeply in those people to really you almost have to be the self inside of them to be a good sales leader. It's challenging, selfish to others. Sales is fast, not as fast as you'd like it to be, but sales is faster than leadership. Leadership is slow. I know hunting and farming is an overused sales cliche. I'm going to use it in a different context. Sales is a little bit like hunting, and then I get to go out, see an animal, kill it, bring it home, and cook it. That's sales. Leadership is kind of farming. I mean, I got to invest in these people. I got to put seed on this land. I got to take care of the land. Then I got to watch it, water it. And maybe it'll grow. Maybe it'll grow. Some corn grows. It doesn't grow this season. It does grow. Oh my God! That's incredibly slow versus going out and just selling some more today. The last piece is sales is autonomous, meaning I'm in control of my destiny. In sales, in leadership, other people are in control of my destiny. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't love giving over control of my destiny to anybody. So it makes me feel better to go out and control it myself. So it's challenging even. That's why so few people who are really good at sales actually end up being really good leaders. Because there's such a difference there. There's a sacrifice that's got to be made. I'll prove it to you. And I've got some survey results to back this up from you guys, so if you lie, I'll know you're lying. How many of you in this room, raise your hand if you would consider yourself someone who leads by example? Raise your hand. Everybody, okay? Now, please allow me to preface this. I'm not prefacing this by saying we shouldn't be good examples, okay? But there's a lot of research and a lot of practicality that backs this up. Leading by example is something that sales leaders do more than other types of leaders. They adopt a lead by example approach. Now, I'm going to ask you, I'll ask you to hang yourselves. I'm going to ask you, why do salespeople who become sales leaders often take a lead by example approach so much more readily than other types of leaders? Why do you think? Why are we all leading by example?
Because they're not successful, so we want to show the other guys how to do it.
Got us successful, so we want to show the other guys how to do it. That's one way, absolutely. Why else?
When you're frustrated about the length of time it takes for leadership, you get the quick buzz closing the deal.
Absolutely. So while you're leading by example, you're still selling, right? Which is part of your job. So I mean, that's understandable. What else? Yes, sir.
Ties back to everything you just said. If you're focused on yourself, you don't want to take the time to actually lead by demonstration, right?
Yeah.
To take the time to map out a plan, to show everybody how to do it, and say, shit, it's just easier for me to lead by example, so I can focus on selling.
Absolutely. It's a combination of all those things, but I'm going to dive a little bit on this thing. See, leading by example, it's not, it allows you to cover your bets, right? It's a hedge mechanism. I'm selling, and I've been successful, and so if you'll just watch me, dummy, you'll be successful too. And while you're watching me and becoming more successful, guess what I'm still being? Successful. Okay? Now, the challenge with leading by example is a leadership philosophy, is this. Leading by example works if the people you're leading learn by emulation. See, if people learn by emulating someone doing something. In other words, you have people who work for you who learn by watching and copying. Then leading by example works. But unless they learn any other way besides emulation, leading by example don't work. I'm not saying we should not be great, we should not show great leadership, great sales skills, but what? If you're leading by example, because you know you can just get a punch in the face. I know you will. So I'm going to use you as my example. I'm going to do a lot of this today.
But you're okay, you're not a pizza.
If you're leading by example, and one of the reasons why you're doing it is to show others, I was successful this way, so if you follow my way, you'll be successful, right? That's logical. But if I lead by example that way, I'm showing the people who work for me how I was successful. So what I'm creating is someone who is going to be a cheap copy of a great original. See how I turned back, I made a complimentary? Cheap copy of a great original. Well, nobody in this room is the person they worked for. Nobody in this room is the person they learned from, right? I want to start by showing them how I became successful, but I got to drive that into exposing them to how they're going to be successful. Because they're going to be successful different than I was successful.